And welcome to Hannity Tonight. We remember our colleague and our friend, conservative journalist, new media pioneer Andrew Breitbart. Now, Andrew, who was a frequent guest on this program, he passed away early this morning in Los Angeles after collapsing while taking a walk near his home. Now, I want to say first and foremost, our thoughts and our prayers are with his friends and his family during this very difficult time, especially his wife, Susie, and his 4 children. Now, let's take a look at the life and times of our good friend, Andrew Breitbart.
Everything has changed in the last few years. Conservatives used to take it, and we're not taking it anymore.
Look, mainstream media, the gig is up. We've figured you out. You're not on our team. You're not on the American team. You're on the progressive team.
Acorn has lied every step of the way. The press should be quite worried about the fact that truth tellers and journalists are being attacked.
What a huge loss, in my opinion, for our country and certainly for the conservative movement.
There's been a concerted effort to try and portray the Tea Party as a toxic body of water, and the mainstream media abides by a concerted attack to call those people traitors to their cause. I'm going to stand up to those bullies.
Breitbart was outside himself in all of his quests. He was also a grateful guy and very thoughtful.
I don't know why I decided to make my career trying to destroy the institutional left. I thought that would just be a fun thing to do and it would look good on a resume.
You want to really save the world.
I do. It's not just me. It's a citizen journalism revolution that's going on right now, and I'm trying to be the Pied Piper.
Andrew, when I say he was the most fearless guy I ever knew, it really is true. I mean, he truly loved the fight.
You know what I would be accused of if I released this photo? I'm doing this to save his family, okay?
He was really a compelling person with a great capacity for friendship.
The media says Breitbart lies, Breitbart lies, Breitbart lies, Breitbart lies. Give me one example of a provable lie. One.
This is my war cry for 2012. You need to join me in this war against the institutional left. This is not your mother's Democratic Party. Duh.
And joining me now in studio to share their memories of Andrew Breitbart are 2 people who were very close to him, filmmaker Steve Bannon, Fox News contributor Monica Crowley. Every tweet that I read today, Russia's comments, Santorum's comments, it's fearless, it's warrior, it's a fighter, principled for family, country, kids. I mean, that's the guy we knew.
He was so brave and he was so exuberant. I remember the first time I met him, I spotted him across the room. And to me, he was this huge rock star. I mean, he really revolutionized the conservative movement. And I spotted him across the room about the same time he saw me. And I walked over with my hand extended, Sean, to give him a proper hello and handshake. And he literally scooped me up in a giant bear hug, lifted me off the floor and said, "Monica Crowley, what's up, girl? What's going on?" Yeah. And that's who he was.
Well, we were last time he was hanging out with me at the D.C. concert. He threw a ball that came within inches of my head, a bullet, right out of my head, and he just missed me. But look, you were working on a project with him now. And he had said at CPAC, and a lot of people want to know about this, that he had tapes that would change this election. And I've had more people ask me, what about the tapes?
Look, there's a set of tapes, and we're going through it. The staff, he attracted fighters. He attracted guys like Joel Pollak and Ben Shapiro and Larry O'Connor. The guys are going through a series of tapes of President Obama at Harvard. And we'll come back to you in a week or two and show them here on the Hannity Show. And
in 1 week we'll have these tapes.
I think a week to 10 days. But this is something, Andrew, we're very systematic about going through these things. Very systematic about what the information is. But this is one, as you can see at CPAC, he was fired up about. But
yeah. And you were about to launch a new website with him.
See, this is the thing. He was working. I mean, this guy, he's a fighter in a time that we needed fighters. Right? He came in a perfect time in kind of the conservative movement. When you know, the Sean Hannitys and the Mark Levins and the Rush Limbaughs and the Governor Palins and the Congressman Bachmans, you had these people kind of rise at this time, and Andrew Breitbart was one of them. He attracted fighters, and we spent the last 2 years working on a website that on Sunday night.
You were scheduled to launch, so he was under the gun. He wasn't sleeping. He wasn't resting.
He left the office, I think, at 10 o'clock that night, last night, to go have a quick bite to eat before going home, because he's working 24 hours a day.
There are horrible things being said about him. Rolling Stone was one, and people on websites. You were one of his closest friends. He did have a heart issue.
A year ago, you know, Larry Soloff, you know, Andrew had heart issues. He went to UCLA. He was in the hospital for a number of days. Since we're a private company, you know, things did not have to be announced. Susie and Larry were there. We had a number of doctors.
5 days.
Yeah. And he came out with a very specific program. He was on medication. As you guys know, he dropped weight. He went on a diet. He had a personal trainer. He was there to really get into fighting shape. And you're going to see that, you know, I think this is a massive heart attack. But all the rumors are just nonsense.
Let me just show some of the moments of Andrew. This one, he was introducing Governor Palin at a Madison Tea Party. Roll this tape.
The Tea Party has been the most peaceful, law-abiding, clean-up-after-themselves group in the history of American protest. And to be lectured by you in the periphery who have lied in getting the doctor's notes, you have no right to lecture us on civility. Go to hell. No, serious. Go to hell. Go to hell. You've been so rude. You're trying to divide America. Class warfare is not American.
That was Andrew.
You know, Andrew saw himself as a truth teller. And that's what he saw his job. That's who he was. And, you know, I was thinking about what I wanted to say about him tonight that hasn't already been said over the course of the day. And I thought, you know, whenever we've had revolutionary technologies in America, the most effective communicators have used that to go over the heads of the left-wing press and speak directly to the American people. Franklin Roosevelt did it with radio and his fireside chats. Richard Nixon and Ronald Reagan did it with television, Oval Office addresses, right to the American people. Andrew Breitbart, at the dawn of the Internet, recognized that this new technology could be used for good, used to talk directly to the American people, to tell them the truth that the left-wing media would not tell them.
We're going to talk to Liz Cheney in just a couple of minutes, but one of his first appearances, he talked about the dangers of President Obama apologizing about America. And now, one of his first appearances on Hannity.
Secretary of State Hillary Clinton just said that America has is to blame to a great extent for the violence that's happening overseas, and it's the left's tendency to want to apologize for everything. We're to blame for 9/11. We're to blame for the illegal immigration. We're to blame for everything. These people think that if they go overseas and apologize for being Americans, that the rest of the world are going to like us. Instead, they realize that we're pushovers and that we're easily targeted because we're going to give them what they want.
Ironically, the president apologized, says he's calmed things down, and of course more people have been murdered in Afghanistan as a result of his the whole Koran burning, which we shouldn't have apologized for, in my view.
Absolutely. I mean, it's another example of the breadth of the topics Andrew took on. He's a truth teller. He cut right to the heart of a topic. Look, Andrew Breitbart's dead, but his spirit is going to live on in that company. That website that's going to get launched on Sunday night is going to represent.
Which one is it? Because it's big Hollywood.
Well, no, it's going to be a kind of
government.
Now
journalism.
You're going to see with Joel Pollack and Alex Marlowe and the team. It's going to be a landing page. It's going to be a news site. You're going to have all the bigs underneath it, but it'll be one place you can go to and hear the spirit of Andrew Breitbart will be there because he attracted those guys that come. He attracted fighters.
All right,
you know what?
Real quick.
He made conservatism hip and cool.
Yeah, he did.
That's no small thing.